Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 122 of the Boonie Breakdown Podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. Welcome to this week's episode. This is our season finale episode of season 6 of the Boonie Breakdown Podcast. And the guest, we've been teasing it for a few weeks. It's the homie KG. We did this last season as a kind of add-on episode after the season was over. So we decided to make it a thing, and we brought it back this year. It is our top albums of 2019. Also, since it's the turn of the decade, we did some of our favorite albums of the decade as well. So, again, Kitty makes all the great language caveats about the episodes. We really do hope that in this episode, you find out about some shit that you had never listened to before. Or you're like, yeah, I heard about that. People talking about it. I'm going to check it out. By no means am I a music critic. I might give Kitty that label because he really does listen to everything. But that's not your girl's label. But stick around for the conversation. Before we get into the Boonies pick of the week, I just want to take a few moments to say thank you guys to everyone who wished me happy birthday, who did an Insta story, who sent a tweet, who DM'd me. And I also want to shout out a few Ratcheteers who were bomb enough because I have been begging for Rihanna's book. And a few of you guys were like, fuck it, I can't afford the whole book. But here are the coins. So for the 3 people who did that, I just want to thank you. I ordered my book. So y'all are the MVPs. And thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, so I just wanted to shout that out. You guys are really funny, and you made a girl feel special on her 35th birthday. All right, hopping into Boonie's pick of the week. Now, I don't watch a lot of ratchet TV like I used to. I'm just over the storylines. The shit is the same. It's tired. It's played out. So I don't do the Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, and all that shit no more. But I was bored one day, and I saw that Blind Date is back. You guys remember that dating show from like the early, I was going to say the 90s, because that was 20 years ago. It was always like in 90s, 20 years ago. But it was like the early 2000s. It is back on Bravo. I did not know because I don't watch anything on Bravo except like $1 Million Listing and shit. So I am so happy for that revival. I was watching because I'm like, especially with the way people date nowadays and those little pop-up bubbles and shit, the show is still really funny. I liked that they took away the what is it called? I think that show came on in like 2005, 2006-ish, right? But it's back on Bravo, and they took out the host kind of, but it still has the little pop-ups and the narration and shit. So I love it. It's on Bravo. I think it comes on Sundays and I think it comes on a couple times a week, but it's late night, like 11:30 like it used to. So if you did not know, if you love that show too, I used to like all those shows, Fifth Wheel, Blind Date, all that bullshit I used to watch. So Blind Date is back. I love it, and I've been watching it. So I hope more of you watch it so we can converse about it at a later time. All right, housekeeping. This is the last housekeeping of the year, of the decade, of the season. The feedback from episode 121, which was a solo episode with myself. Bitch, you did that. I loved getting the messages from you guys about how you had to pinpoint some of your small wins to say that you did indeed win this year. And so reading your messages, a few of you asked me not to share them on the show because they were very personal. So first, I just want to say thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share those with me. I really do appreciate it. I do not take that level of openness for granted, but I just really was happy that a lot of you guys were able to find stock or take stock in things that happen for you this year, the way you're building, the way you've changed, the way you're trying to figure this shit out. And that's the thing. We're all just trying to figure this fucking thing called life out as we go. Nobody has the master plan, the master blueprint. But, you got to take some L's every now and then. And it's just how you deal with taking the L's and the way you bounce back. So I loved reading all of the feedback from episode 121. Again, I keep saying this is the last episode of season 6. Season 7 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast will be back February 10th of 2020, okay? It's like a 6-week hiatus. I think I might re-release some episodes in there. Might be a pop-up episode or so, but we're going to be on a little hiatus. I need time to regroup, recalibrate, pitch for sponsors, pitch for guests, etc., etc. So again, season 7, February 10th, 2020. And because it was my birthday, I dropped a merch code, and a lot of you guys have been swapping up the sweatshirts because this code is very generous. The code expires on December 20th, so you got a couple more days after you listen to this. If you use the code BDAY35, BDAY35, you save 35% on orders over $30. So a lot of people who were snatching up the sweatshirts because this is a great time with that code to get it. I don't think I've ever done a code this high, but for the 35th birthday, we gonna knock a little coins off for you, okay? So head on over to thebooniebreakdown.com/shop to get all of your great merch. It's a great time to get the whole bags as well, to get the sweatshirts, some more of those higher cost items, all right? And if you are not following me still, I don't know why. If you're not following me on social, please be sure to follow us at The Boonie Breakdown on Facebook and Instagram, and at Boonie Breakdown on Twitter. All right. And when you're sharing this episode, please be sure to use the hashtag The Boonie Breakdown, the hashtag PODIN, PODIN. Put it in your Insta stories, tweet it, send a friend, text out. You know, I would love to get swipe up on Instagram, but you need 10,000 followers. And the more you guys, the only way I can grow is don't keep me a secret. Do not keep the show a secret. Don't keep my Instagram a secret. Don't keep Would You Rather Wednesdays a secret. Share. Tell everybody you know I listen to this dope podcast. This girl Boonie, she off the chain sometimes. She funny sometimes, whatever. Just keep sharing the show. I really appreciate it. Even if you say, I don't want to give this girl no money. I don't want to come to her live shows. I don't want to buy a sweatshirt. If you could just literally share it. Text the link out to someone, a friend or whatever. That I can't even tell you how valuable it is. So I can only grow. The more you guys mobilize and share and tell friends, that helps me grow so much. So much. And another free way you can do, hit those 5 stars over on Apple Podcasts. You can hit those 5 stars over on Facebook as well if you do not listen on an Apple device. Those are easy ways to leave those great 5-star reviews. It's evergreen way for people to know that you enjoy the show and what you think about the Boonie Breakdown. So again, follow us, hit those 5 stars, and I will love you long time. So that is it for me. So let's get ready to break it down. All right, guys, it's your girl Boonie, and we're here. This is the last episode of season 6 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast. So had to have the homie Kenny come on, and he's gonna nerd out because this is his shit. He likes talking about music.
Last episode of the decade. Look at that.
Of the decade.
The longest decade of our lives.
Yo, this one was long.
Like when you actually think of like all the stuff that has happened this decade.
I feel like too, and it's such the easy way out, but I feel like technology has made some things worse than before.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And I just feel like things happen so quickly and we get over shit so fucking fast.
Yeah.
That time just feels like a weird space now. Like when you talk about stuff that happened earlier, like I forgot I was furloughed this year. That was this year.
Wow.
But that seems like eons ago. But that was just 11 months ago.
There's a lot that's happened.
So yeah, you're right. I just feel like everything just seems, we get over stuff so fast. Nothing sits anymore.
Yeah.
Like something can happen right now, and then in 20 minutes, something will happen. And we'll be like, fuck that. On to the next thing.
It's pretty nuts. So,
So, I have a random question.
okay, what's up?
Would you ever start a podcast?
Would I ever start a podcast? If I did it, I would talk about the things that I talk about in my regular day: politics, sports, and music. Like that would be all that.
But I feel like you have a respected voice.
What? That's nice to say. Thank you. I don't like.
Like you're a respectable person.
I mean, listen. I mean, I don't know why people take my opinion, but I give it if I'm asked. But I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of things.
Gotcha.
Most things I
Yeah, you
don't
do.
care. I just be thinking them.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful sharing things freely these
Yeah,
days.
they get me. They get
Cancel
me.
culture.
Yep, yeah.
All right. So I feel like since, we're going to try to talk about all this shit in an hour,
There's no way.
this is our music episode. We're going to start first with our favorite 3 episodes.
I'm like, what?
Jesus Christ.
What about you? You changed it up.
Christ.
Hold on, what?
Our favorite 3 albums of this decade. Now, I'm going to go back I'm going to let you start, and I'm going to go back because I know I asked that in a talk to Boonie Tuesday, and some people had submitted some really decent
Okay.
albums.
All right. So here, let's we're gonna set the parameters so that when you guys are hearing this, you're not like, oh my god, I can't believe you picked that album. So here's the thing: the way we are doing it is our favorite albums that we enjoyed listening to throughout the decade. So I could do a list based off of like from a music critique perspective that would be completely different than the albums that I enjoyed listening to throughout the decade. So these are what we will call our favorite albums that we enjoyed listening to throughout the
yes.
decade.
Thank you for setting
No
the scene.
problem.
And your 3
Okay.
are?
So my 3 are My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is number 1 on any list that I'm going to have throughout this decade. My number 2 album that I enjoyed the most is Malibu by Anderson .Paak. That is my number 2. My number 3 is probably going to be an outlier for some folks, and this will tell you how long this decade was. Cushion OJ.
Yo, that seems like eons ago as well.
Cushion OJ.
Wiz Khalifa did what he had to do on that one.
I
I'm about to listen to that today.
I still listen to Cushion OJ consistently, and might probably have been the best thing that he's ever come out with. And it's crazy. So My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Cushion OJ both came out in like 2010, I believe.
Yeah, so they did.
Those are my top 3 favorites for this decade that I enjoyed listening to the most.
Okay. So my top 3, dang, I would have put Cushion OJ. I thought that was like 2009.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was.
I had to think back.
Decade.
I was like, man, that was crazy. But that was in my last stages of driving back and forth to Philly.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, because that was like the one homecoming I went to. So my 3 we have one similar, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Kanye also did what he had to do on that one. My other one, I have Ego Death by the Internet, which was a little later in the decade. And then, I mean, Rihanna's
like,
Anti.
I didn't know you waited.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, she was my artist of the decade on she was my artist of the decade on Spotify. So I also appreciated Spotify doing a decade wrap up in addition to their year end wrap up. So
Yeah.
that was great. Um and to see the song my like top song and top artist for each year cuz I've been on Spotify almost the entire decade since
Mm.
2011. So, which was when they came about. So, yeah, that was cool to go back and see like and I'm looking like what the fuck was going on in my life that
You knew.
that was my top song.
Um, yeah, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, my decade list and everything from Spotify got a little skewed, but Kanye was still my top artist of the decade, which is kind of like that's how you know how much I listened. To
I mean, I don't think it would be a Boonie KG episode if we did
yeah,
not
yeah,
talk about
that's
Kanye.
kind of how that's how it works. Um, but yeah, so I mean, even with my kids listening to Junk for the past 3 years, um, he still he still stayed consistent. So
His kids are so cute. Like they'll be like, "Hey Google, play Who Let the Dogs Out on Spotify."
I, yep, and it's messing up all my algorithms. All of my algorithms are jacked. Um,
You need to give them
oh, I
like
am. They're getting their own account. 2020, we're starting completely. It's okay. I'll pay the extra 5 for the family plan, and yeah, no, I
yeah.
can't do it.
They're so cute. Like they'll see it. I'll never forget they came on my house. They're like, "You have a Google too?" um yeah, so yeah, I was just thinking, like you said, I feel like some good stuff came out in the decade. Now, as we transition into our top 5 of 2019, I will admit and say I had some difficulty doing this. Y'all know I'm an R&B head anyway, but I really did have I had 3
Okay,
standouts for me. And to fill the other 2, I really struggled
okay,
with. I wrote a list. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had like 9 names on this list on the side that like immediately came to me. Um, and then this morning, Kate Shinada dropped. So I was trying to listen to that to be like,
yeah,
I know I'm gonna love it because I like his stuff anyway. So and then my boy Duran has a song which I'm pumped about. So yeah, I'm just this year was a little struggle for me. I'm not gonna lie.
okay, okay. I mean, I thought that there were some good albums this year. There were some good albums.
Yeah, like my top 3 immediately came to me.
Okay,
My number 1, that was I knew from as soon as I said it, like, okay, that's number 1.
okay.
I struggled with the placement of 2 and 3. I
Hmm.
kept swapping them, so I ran them back a lot over like the last couple days to
Just to confirm,
yeah. So yeah, so let's go. I'm gonna let you go first. You're number
I'm
5.
gonna go with my number 5. Whew,
Mhm.
man. All right, let's go. So my number 5 for 2019 is "May the Lord Watch" by Little Brother.
Okay.
Um,
I should have known that would have been on there.
it's that grown man hip hop. That's all I can say. Like it's the same thing as when Fonte's album dropped. It's the same kind of connection that I had with this album because I'm in a similar space of like, hey, you're older, you got kids, you're trying to get things in order. With your life in general. So you kind of hear those things reflected in the album. So that that for me is that's why that album connected a little bit more with me, which is why I had it up a little higher.
Okay.
So
So my number 5 was actually um FKA
hmm,
Twigs Magdalene.
good album.
I really enjoyed that one from her. It's definitely something you can play and just like zone out to.
Yeah.
The songs really flow with each other. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one from her.
Okay.
I think Fallen Alien might have been my favorite song on that one. So yeah.
Okay. So I will say if we're gonna go number 4,
Mhm.
It's where I started struggling because I want, two through four were like, it's rough. But for my number four, I'm going the baby, baby on baby, not
Really?
Kirk, not the recent one,
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy Kirk, but I'm shocked by that.
baby on baby. I listened to that so much. Um, I really enjoyed, and I don't know if they considered it an EP or if it was an actual album. Um, but yeah, I knocked that a lot, and I had to look back, and I was like, man, I really enjoyed that.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I was
am
shocked as well. But yeah, listen, when that came out, and I was like, man, like I had never, I don't even think I knew who he was before that,
Mhm.
and then I heard it, and I was like, damn, this is good. I was like, I didn't like it, but damn, this is good, and I just kept listening to it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, caught you off guard, didn't I? See, I'm here.
That one
Yeah,
did. So this one I really struggled with my 4 as well. Um I feel like I could have put it was 3 that I kept struggling with putting here. But I'm going to make the call right now.
okay.
I think I'm going to go with Lucky Day Painted.
Ooh, such a good album.
That yeah,
Further
I
Down.
ran that one a lot too. But I will say the other 2 that I was thinking about putting here, Brittany Howard,
Such a good album.
Jamie. That was a good one. Because it was so nice. I was just shocked she left Alabama Shakes, for those who don't know who Brittany Howard is.
Yeah.
And the other one that I struggled with putting here possibly was James Blake. And when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? You really didn't listen to that album a lot, but I really just liked the song with Andre 3000.
Okay. Like it was okay for me. Like I didn't go
Yeah.
back and listen to it.
That's what and so I ran it again this week and I was like, Adrian, I don't think you've listened to this album as much as you think you
Yeah.
did. But I really did enjoy the song with 3 Stacks.
Okay.
So but yeah, so 4 Lucky Day Painted, great album. If you have not listened to it, check it out.
Okay. So where we're at 3?
3.
We are at 3.
All right, now you guys sit in it a little. Cause these like your top 3.
I know. I know. All right. So number 3 for me is Ari Lennox.
Okay. That was a good one.
Ari Lennox, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the vibe. I think she's she didn't allow to be manufactured. Like I feel like authenticity to her music and her appeal. That
No, yeah, I get what you're
I
saying.
felt. I think that was something. Not to say like that was missing, but I think with a lot of artists, like you feel like there's like a manufactured piece to what they're doing and their social media and all of all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like her music and her personality actually had an authenticity to it that I appreciated. And plus, the music kind of was a good vibe for sure.
No, for sure. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. So my number 3 is Tyler the Creator. I I really liked his trajectory over the last couple of albums. I really enjoyed Flower Boy. So I just was like, I'm not gonna like this one. But Are We Still Friends is my shit.
Cool.
I think I love that. Earthquake was good. I feel like it really was a good like breakup album.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And I also kind of wish that I had gone and saw this in concert. But I feel like concert ticket prices are like out of control
Yeah.
now. Like
Let's.
I like the baby and Meg and Meek are here tomorrow, and I was like, oh, that could be fun to do on my birthday. But then I looked at the prices. I'm not paying that to see them fools.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I just feel like concert prices have reached this point, or then you're paying $35 to fucking stand, and my back and knees be hurting, and I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I want to go see Paul Morton at Fillmore and during the Christmas season, and
Oh yeah, he's there on the
I think
27th,
I can
right?
actually go. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that Fillmore experience as an older
You're standing. I don't want to
as an
stand.
as an older adult, it can wear on your body. I did it for
Like,
yeah.
can I pay 20 something more dollars for a check?
You can so they have it, but like
They
so
sell out
quick.
so quick
Yeah,
up top.
it's so quick. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I can either stand or not see them in that intimate kind of venue. But a lot of artists they don't do it except for those type of venues. So
Yeah.
um yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Like can I bring a lawn chair? Can I
Right,
do
right.
that?
Like just pop it up.
I'll just bring it in if it's okay. But shit, I need to sit
I
down
can't do it. I
sometimes. So,
can't do it. Yeah. So I'm like, one of these days. Um all
number
right.
2.
All right. So my number 2 is Snow Allegra.
Oh, okay. She was on my list. She didn't make my top 5, but I had her as one of those things I wrote down.
Yes. Those feels again. So yeah, as we talk about concerts, I'm literally in the process of trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to see her next year because I tried to sign up to be like one of her like fans or get my tickets through Spotify and they were sold out in like 5 seconds. So
She did sell out
um
fast.
I think she has like a cult following, which I'm like a part of at this point.
You know, the one thing too I've noticed about her is that a lot of men, she's a lot of male
So
following.
there's obviously reasons around.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
she's gorgeous, but
but
I'm just shocked by some of the men who say they like her, and I'm like, really, you listen to her? But I think it's because she's
yeah,
pretty.
so I mean, obviously, like I think she's attractive, but I'm not like this is the music thing. Um, like I'm like a diehard Sade fan, so when I hear
Mhm.
any kind of like artist that has that vibe and that look to um their live performances, I'm automatically like, all right, I'm here. So it's like the same thing with the questionable racist Sabrina Claudio, um, Snow. Like I love artists that kind of give that vibe. Um, and right when I heard this album, I haven't stopped playing this all year. Like
Yeah,
I
no, that's a
haven't.
good
Yeah.
one. It is a good one. I do enjoy. I do enjoy. It's what's the name of the fucking song that I really like? I want you around. Is that on this
Yep.
one? Yeah, I
Yep.
want you around. I really liked that one, and I think it's nothing to me. Is that the song that I
She has
really?
a lot of good possible singles off of this. Like she just brought out a video this morning. I gotta watch in a little bit.
I didn't even know she was
Yeah,
dropping
this
video
one.
shit. See, niggas, I don't follow. Also did this random thing where I unfollowed a lot of celebrities on
Okay.
Instagram. Um, partially self care, partially because certain ones everyone shares their shit anyway, so I don't
No.
need to follow them. Um, but I also yeah. And I think she was one of the people I
Okay.
unfollowed
Yeah, this
too.
album has I mean not the album, the video is with Michael B. Jordan. So I feel
Oh, he
yeah,
fine.
I
I might
figured
watch
that would that would excite you. So um but yeah, I
it.
mean clearly like she can pull cast like that to be in a video. Obviously that either people really enjoy her or it's the attractiveness piece that kind of goes with it as well. But we're here for the music, and yep, she's she's up there. She's there.
She's there. Got it. Okay. So that was your two.
That was my two. Yeah.
Okay, my two is Summer Walker over it.
Ooh, ooh,
I fuck with Summer Walker. I know she get a lot of shit on social for not bathing and her anxiety and shit, but
yeah.
I felt like Over It was a solid album after all of her EPs. I loved how she did some nostalgia in a way that not like Tory Lanez did, but like the song with Usher, Make Me Wanna Come Through. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I could respect it. And then also the GOAT Stevie J and the Hitmans did what they had to do on Nobody Else. That shit, I've run that literally into the ground. Um, but yeah, I fuck with Summer Walker.
Okay. And I think I will say the reason that I like the album, but I think I like the EP more.
Okay,
And
that's fair.
that was just me. I enjoyed the EP a little bit more than I did the album.
I think that's fair. I think the problem too, a lot of artists have that I've been noticing is they don't know how to edit. I feel like they do better editing on these EPs in terms of song selection and
Uh,
flow. And then when it comes time to release an album, it's too much. So like Last Day of Summer was only like 30 minutes, right? I'm There is like my favorite shit off that, and the shit is only like 72 seconds.
yeah.
But then I think the album was like 50 minutes and six extra songs. So I just feel like sometimes when they translate to the album, because they do too much, it's like it's a few songs on Over It I would have taken off,
Hmm.
and I think it would have been a little bit more complete. But overall, I ran it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
All right.
right, drum roll, number one.
You kind of taking my thunder just a little bit, which is fine. Um, my number one is Tyler the Creator, Igor. Um, there was not an album, in my opinion, that was as creative and
Mhm.
had the sound um, of this album. Now, I will be very, very honest. I am not. I probably would have been like I I wouldn't fit in at his concerts. Like I'm not.
Oh, absolutely wouldn't.
No, I'm not in that like fan base. I'm not in that hive. I actually I didn't listen to Flower Boy until after I saw him on Tiny Desk. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
desk. And honestly, I don't think. I mean, I probably had heard some of his music, but I don't think I had. I'm not. I don't.
You probably did. Like, I don't think I listened to anything on Goblin. I definitely listened to Wolf, and probably because of the nigga I was fucking at the time.
Okay, no,
So that was 2013, for context for you.
yeah,
But
yeah.
um,
I already knew.
yeah, just because of who I was fucking at the time, he ran him a lot, and so I heard Wolf a lot. I don't think I really Cherry Bomb was like, okay, but I really fucked with Flower Boy.
Yeah. And when I heard the Tiny Desk, I was like, okay, this is different. I I didn't even think that this was this type of artist. So I went and listened to Flower Boy and I loved it. And then I heard Igor and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean his transition from Odd Future to these last two albums, I'm like, whoa, like he's done a lot.
And the fact that
And
he's like producing like this is him.
yeah,
I think which makes it even like I appreciate it even more. Um
and I'm gonna say the thing people aren't gonna say about him. I saved this commentary because I knew this was gonna be your number one. Also, the one thing about Tyler is he is what people want Frank Ocean to be.
oh,
And Cause I mean, I didn't even listen to Blonde on it. Like I had totally forgotten about
Blonde has
Frank.
some knocks. Blonde has some knocks.
Yeah, I totally had forgotten about Frank. Like, I mean, just the way to fumble the bag he did, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
cause I really fucked with the what was that Channel Orange? Was that what it
Yeah,
called?
Channel Orange. Yep.
Yeah, everybody was fucking with that shit, right? I just felt like, yeah, I just feel like Tyler is doing what everyone wanted Frank to do,
Yeah.
but people don't really fuck with Tyler, which is funny. But I also think even in him playing the "Am I gay? Am I not gay?" card, like I feel like he even does that better than Frank. So yeah, he's just a way more interesting person overall to watch, and I feel like he is giving us consistently
Yeah.
good music. So
Yeah, and I feel like I was listening to a the podcast he was on with Rick Rubin, and it was just like I like when I hear people think that like they still have better work to make, which like,
mhm.
damn, that's interesting. Like, because this shit was great, and I'm like, I don't know. Like you think like okay, they've made their what do you call it? Is it magnum opus? Is that right?
Oh.
Yeah. Um, like you think okay, you had it with Flower Boy, and then it's like okay, Igor comes out, and it's like, damn, this is great. Like, where does the growth continue to go? Like, what does the sound look like? Like, I would love like at this point in life, like our future should come back together and now make an album. Like I
Yeah.
would love to hear how they can mesh all of their sounds at this point between like even like with Tyler, Frank, the internet, like how like a collaborative album with them would even sound at this point. Like I
Yeah, I'm curious how that would work too,
yeah.
actually.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Well, as you stole my thunder,
Oh, oh, let's
my number one is Ari Lennox Shea Butter Baby.
really okay. Okay. You kept quiet.
Yeah, that she's a prophetess. The most prophetic lyric line of 2019. Don't date these niggas till you 43. I was like, yes, sis, you're right. This is
I'm
fucking
hold
foolish.
off.
Um, no, I really, really enjoyed this one. And it's so funny because I'll be honest, um, I did not enjoy what's the song? It's so funny. The title track I don't enjoy. Shea Butter Baby.
Yeah.
So when that dropped with J. Cole, I was like, oh, why do people like this? But then that whipped cream song dropped, and I was like, okay. It came on my Spotify randomly, like in a daily mix. And I was like, who is this? And I was like, okay. So then I looked at her and I listened like 40 Shades of Choke and all that. So I was like, okay,
Mhm.
she cool. And then when the album dropped, I was like, oh, okay. I still to this day skip Shea Butter Baby, but
Really? Now see, I don't mind that song. I don't mind it within the context of the album.
yeah, it's just something about that song. I don't know why I don't like it.
But do you like Cole?
I've never listened to an album of his.
Jesus Christ.
And everybody says Far Sales Drive is the fun. Don't tell my best friend. Like Jasmine loves him. Like,
Like, how have you not listened to Force of Drive?
have I listened to that? I don't think I have. Like, I feel like let me pull this up on because that came out like 5 years ago.
You wouldn't know if you looked at the album. Like, so that's not gonna help you. He's
No, I haven't
yeah.
listened to this.
It doesn't help because he like there are no singles. Like he doesn't do singles. So you can be like, oh no, I don't know none of this.
Yeah, I definitely never listened to that. I don't know, just something about it. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Like as soon as I hear it, dun, I'm like skip.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So that's your top five.
That is my top 5. Now, like I said, I got 20. I chop them down. I chop them down. Um, and that's my 5. And I think the hard part is it's so hard to like consistently listen to albums now because it's either
It
coming
is.
out or like you get like a week or two with things, and then it's like, all right, something else came out, you gotta listen to that, and then you gotta move on to the next thing. So um I think that makes it more difficult because there are some albums that I listened to this year that I'm like, oh, if I may have given it a lot more time, I may have liked it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of feel you. I had like other albums I had on there. Like I already said, I had Brittany Howard, I had Snow Allegra, I had James Blake, but then I was like, I also had Alan Stone.
Okay.
Again, I felt like he was somebody else who fell prey to too many songs, especially when you have like a very distinct sound.
Uh huh.
They just become monotonous at some point. Like I can't tell the songs apart, and I felt like that was his problem with his album. But I did like some of the songs on there too. Now I will make the caveat too right now that if Rihanna drops an album, so this is gonna drop December 16th. This episode, if she drops an album from the 16th to the 31st because she said that it was coming out in 2019, I will go ahead and amend my list to make her number one.
Yeah. Listen, Rihanna's not giving y'all an album. I don't know why. I don't even know why people even keep asking the questions. Like she is making way.
We want the album. We want the album.
I get it, and I feel like I got my hopes up when they said it was going to be like a what was it like a reggae dancehall like strictly type of album.
hmm
But I feel like that was 3 years ago that they were talking about that. I don't remember. It was like right after Anti came out. So
Well, in January, Anti turns
yeah,
4. I feel like Rihanna. I do think she is because she's been trolling us so much about it.
okay.
And I'll say that because she did post like a couple weeks ago in her Insta story. She was in a music studio and she's dancing, but the shit was muted. So you couldn't, it was no sound.
Now, here's the thing. I 100% agree that she has enough material to make an album. It's all there. It's
I think the timing is going to have to work for
yeah.
her. And so I could see her now like, all right, she done got through Fashion Week. She done dropped all these panties. She done dropped the holiday collection of makeup. I feel like now is the time to squeeze it in before she got to do Fashion Week again for Fenty.
But also, she's not an artist that just drops it and lets you like sit with it. Like I feel like there's like at least there's a campaign with her albums. Like there isn't just like, hey, like has she just been like, hey, albums coming out at 12 o'clock, call it a day?
I feel like no, never. She's never done that.
Yeah. Now again, she made
The closest might have been Anti,
yeah,
but we still had album art and all that shit beforehand.
and maybe she feels like she's big enough now that she can do that. But I thought she was big enough.
I mean, she is a megastar. She's one of the few megastars that actually exist, right?
Yeah.
And so I do feel like she has the capacity to do a surprise drop, especially when she's like, all she kept saying the album is come in 2019. She could one up Kanye. Kanye got his Christmas album. She could drop that bitch on Christmas morning, right? Like, I feel like it's still some time here for her to make a big surprise
Yeah.
play and still satisfying like maybe I told y'all 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll know. Who knows? It could be she could do some slick shit where if you ordered something on Fenty Beauty and all of a sudden shipped out, she actually shipped out physical CDs. How funny would that be? Because who fucking owns a CD player?
Me.
I would, of course you do.
Like
I would have to go sit in my car.
Yeah, like I purpose like if there's an album that comes out that I really like, I'll buy the physical copy of it.
Where do you buy a CD these days?
Unfortunately, Amazon. But I mean,
I couldn't even. I mean, now that you said that, okay, I probably would have started there because I don't even. I'm like, where do you go to buy
yeah,
this
I
shit?
mean, so but a lot of people don't even like they don't even release them anymore. So that's the hard part
Yeah.
because like there were like most of my top ones, like you at least during the drop, like they wouldn't they didn't even produce a physical CD. Like Anderson Paak, when he
Oh
dropped
wow.
Ventura, it was like, yeah, we'll do a CD in like 5 months. So yeah, it
Oh
was like
wow.
you can order it, but it's not going to be shipped until God knows when. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird now. I mean, I'm still, you know, I haven't given up my car yet, so um, you know,
Yeah, I mean, like, I would do some kitschy shit like that, like all the orders that shipped out last minute, like Fenty Beauty orders, and then people like think of how viral that would go. People would go on it like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
it was a CD in here," and then a couple hours later, drop it on all the streaming platforms. Like that would be some funny ass shit I would do if I
yeah,
had the
yeah.
means to do it.
I just
But I'm still I'm in the Navy and I still have faith that she is going to come through with the 2019
like
promise.
when did she say that? Like how long ago was this?
She said that I want to say it was in September at um I want to say it was September at the what's the
Okay,
ball, the
okay.
diamond ball she does. That's the last time we've heard mention of an album because she was like walking the red carpet and someone was like, so the album, she was like, who sent you? And yeah, she just said 2019. So,
I don't,
but I do feel like for me, it's still the most anticipated album of the year.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like well, I don't like I said, I don't think you're getting that album this year. So let's push that off till 2020. Um
Damn.
like let's push that off till 2020. Like you would have heard rumors of like okay, they're in final stages of like mixing and engineering. Like you would have heard that by now.
Maybe she done took a lesson from Beyonce. You don't never hear shit about what that bitch doing.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's the album I'm most looking forward to. Um, and if what I heard was true that this Christmas album is a Sunday service album, then I'm looking forward to that too.
Now, is he really gonna do that? Now I also heard now he like Dr. Dre actually posted him in the studio with Kanye, and from my little blogs and chat rooms that I am in, I've heard that the Jesus is King album is actually being redone by Dre. Like it's not like a joke type thing.
Oh,
Like he's actually doing some work with Kanye. Now, I don't want to hear anything else if it does not have the choir.
me too. Like, if you're gonna do this Christian shit, then the choir gotta be there.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
that's the only reason why I'm on board.
exactly.
That's part of the package deal for me. But yeah, I don't know who else. I would gather Beyonce's probably going to be a dropping an album next year or two.
Yeah. So I honestly, mm, the only person, well, I mean, there are a lot of people that I would love to hear albums from, but the only person that I'm waiting for, and it's time, because we're almost at 3 year mark. Bruno Mars needs to be dropping something new.
Oh, that nigga's gone quiet, quiet.
Yeah. 24 Karat Magic, even though he toured for 5 years, came out in 2016.
Wow. So he pulled a Rihanna and just been caking on it.
Yeah, he made so much money off of that album. Um, that yeah, it's been a long time, and my time is up. And I don't think he's made us wait this long for an album. Like he's normally, let me see. I feel like he's no 4 years. It was 2010, 2012, and then 2016 for 24 Karat Magic.
Okay.
So 2020 might be it.
Yeah, no, this is the longest that Rihanna has made us wait as well. So
And I also feel in my gut that we're getting an Adele album next year. So just be prepared.
oh, after the divorce,
Yeah.
oh honey, and everybody, y'all just gonna lose the Grammys. So go ahead and get mad now.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way we're not getting an Adele album. So be prepared.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right about that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we have the possibility of starting the decade okay. I think we'll be all right.
I do think 2020 is going to be a weird decade.
Like the
I mean,
whole
a weird year, a
okay.
weird year. I mean, it could be a weird decade too.
Yeah, nigga, we might not be here at the end of the decade.
Listen,
Like, come on.
yeah, no, I do think 2020 could shape up to be a weird year, especially with this election shit.
I've said it and I will say it every week and every day. 2020 is going to be the craziest year of our entire lives. We've lived since what, 84? I guarantee you 2020 is going to be the craziest year of our lives, from local politics to federal politics to yeah, it's gonna be a shit show. And
Mm, mm, mm,
yeah,
mm, mm, mm.
yeah, just be prepared. Just be prepared. That's all I can say. Pay attention to what's going on, as always.
Pay attention and stock up on water and canned goods. No.
Get it in the house. Nuclear bombs are coming.
Listen, wouldn't that be wild? And they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, they set it on you."
I
So
I've been telling you that since 20, when did he get elected?
16.
16. Yeah, there's no way we're not having some type of
You have been
nuclear
saying this,
conflict
Mr. Doomsday.
since before, especially if he feels like he's losing or like he might lose or he has a chance of losing. Nah, yeah, we're bombs is dropping somewhere. Where?
It's not funny as I'm laughing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not, but there are going to be bombs somewhere.
oh, that's so you're so right. It's so crazy. Ugh. So one last thing for your 2019, were you pleased? Were you happy with how your year went?
um, I think the beginning of the year was rough. The beginning of the year was very rough. I think the middle of it was a lot of internal growth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot, I guess would you call it maintenance? Is that
Yeah, it's a word. Yeah.
yeah. And I think 2020 and like the back half of 2019 has been about like trying to put everything into action. So
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I think 2019 was a revelation and a learning year for me. And now you put everything in place that you learned and you try to make it a lot better for yourself and the people around you. So
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like no 2019. I feel I will say this. I don't um I saw a meme or a tweet and it was like 2019, the first half and the second half felt like two different years. And I would agree with that
Yeah.
to some degree. Like the first half of the year felt different than the last half. But overall, I'm pleased with 2019. I know even the things that didn't go the way I wanted them to went exactly how they should have went.
Yeah.
And so yeah, overall I can't complain at all. I think I had it was a solid year. It was a solid year.
Well, good. Yes, 2020
So here's the 2020.
will be amazing.
The last episode of the year, last episode of the decade.
There you go.
That's just so fucking funny.
It's like, damn.
I know it's just weird to say out loud. And yeah, we'll be back February 10th, 2020, season 7. We'll be back.
Yes, by that time the Ravens will be Super Bowl champions. Big trust. Well,
what does that mean, big trust? I've seen everybody put
you
that.
know.
Oh, I don't watch sports.
Exactly.
So. But I will say this for the record on the podcast. I was like, that's how I know that.
Respect my quarterback.
But that's how I know that boy is good, because that man is ugly and nobody talks about it. His hair is horrendous. I Googled him and I was like, oh my God. I was literally appalled. And I was like, well, he got to be bomb, because nobody talks about that.
Don't disrespect my quarterback.
But y'all are killing it right now.
Don't disrespect my quarterback.
Y'all have been in the trenches so long and now y'all winning.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
I'll at you.
All right, guys, that is it. That is the final episode of season 6 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast. I want to thank the homie KG for coming out and nerding about music. And I will still keep the faith that Rihanna is going to deliver on her promise and giving us an album in 2019. And because I will be on hiatus, I want to take this time now to wish you all a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. I wish you guys all of the blessings in 2020. Whatever your heart desires, we will all accomplish and receive it. We will be receptive. We will do the work to get everything we want, whether it's going debt-free, losing weight, getting healthy, eating right, just going to therapy, whatever it is that is on your list that will make your heart swell. And I mean it, swell with joy, with pride, all of the good things that are coming your way. So happy New Year and a wonderful 2020. The Boonie Breakdown podcast will be back again for season 7 on February 10th of 2020. Okay, guys? Again, I just want you guys to enjoy the rest of this year. Have a wonderful holiday season. And if you enjoyed this podcast over the last few seasons or just this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, such as Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or any of the other apps that you listen to your favorite podcasts on. Please don't forget to leave those reviews too. Make wonderful Christmas gifts and belated birthday gifts for your girl Boonie. You might just hear your review on the next episode. Please follow us across all social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make those pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope-ass week, a dope-ass holiday season, a dope-ass new year, okay? And welcome in 2020 with all of the love in your heart. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for rocking with us another season, another year. And remember, the ratchet in me always honors the motherfucking ratchet in you. Until next time, see you February 10th, 2020.